In order to respond to different kinds of stimuli, neurons are of different functional types: sensory or efferent neurons, motor or efferent neurons, and interferent neurons. Sensory neurons respond to tactile stimuli and transmit impulses to the central nervous system, spinal cord, or brain. Sensory neurons have long axons, short dendrites, and are usually pseudo-unipolar in structure. They are activated by sensory input such as vision, smell, touch, hearing, etc. Sensory neurons are responsible for sending information from sensory receptors to the central nervous system. Interneurons or association neurons. The signals brought to the central nervous system through sensory neurons is further relayed by interneurons. Interneurons are a special class of multipolar neurons which are typically found in the integrative areas of the central nervous system, that is, brain and the spinal cord. They form a connection between other neurons and are also called as relay or association neurons. Interneurons carry the information from the sensory neurons to the neurons which would be responsible for producing the effector response, that is, the motor neurons. Motor neurons. Motor neurons, also known as efferent neurons, carry impulses outward from the central nervous system to regulate the action of different effector organs like muscles, glands, or other effector tissues. Each muscle fiber of skeletal muscle is innervated by a single spinal motor neuron. Each spinal motor neuron innervates one or more muscle fibers through axons. A single spinal motor neuron and all muscle fibers innervated by its axon are together called a motor unit. The number of muscle fibers within each motor unit can vary from 10 to thousands. For example, in gastrocnemius or calf muscles, around 2,000 muscle fibers are present per motor neuron, whereas in case of extraocular muscles present around the eye, less than 10 muscle fibers are present per motor neuron. The ratio of muscle fibers to motor neurons affects the precision of movement. Lesser the number of muscle fibers per motor neuron, higher is the precision in movement. Motor neurons, along with sensory neurons and interneurons, act together in the form of a circuit to receive stimuli, process them, and produce effector responses. Finally, we can sum up the entire discussion with a comparative analysis of the three functional types of neurons. Structurally, sensory neurons have long axons, short axon dendrites, Interneurons have short dendrites and short and long axons, while motor neurons have short dendrites and long axons. Location: the cell bodies of sensory neurons lie inside the dorsal root ganglion, while the dendrites and axon are outside the spinal cord. Interneurons lie entirely within the CNS. Motor neurons' dendrites and cell bodies lie inside the spinal cord, while the axons lie outside. Functionally, sensory neurons carry impulse from receptors to the CNS, and interneurons interconnect the sensory and the motor neurons, while motor neurons carry impulse from CNS to the effectors.